Russian Empire. This is pre-Soviet Revolution, जो 1917-19 exactly. So and then they were scooping up the Central Asian republics, one by one. So and this was called the Great Game. This is the first mention of the Great Game. And इसके अंदर फिर वो England, especially with Britain, बहुत उसे डर लगना शुरू हो गया because Russia was a massive power at the time, and they were vast. Russia, the continent itself is vast, but from Japan all the way down to Finland was all Russia. So obviously they started getting scared. So they're like, "Nee, yeah, we need to do something. We need to create a deal with them." So they're like, "Acha, conquest is not working." In fact, the fourth जो मैं कह रहा था was the siege of Malakand, which was actually Winston Churchill's first combat experience, was also in relation to this. वो हुआ था 1897 में. नौशेरा में camp, उन्हें giant camp set up किया. I think Saadullah था या Saifullah था was a warlord in Afghanistan. So 10,000 बंदे खड़े कर लिए. अब आओ बताओ. So then England was obviously like ये तो हो ही नहीं सकता. So they went to Malakand and they surrounded Malakand and eventually they won out. So finally they decided diplomatic route is the best way to go. Mortimer Durand बहुत distinguished personality थी. They said अच्छा आप जाएं आप figure it out. उन्होंने फिर divide किया. And amongst other things, the major issue, the concern at that time and right now as well is that it divided tribal lands. उधर जो long-standing tribes थे, जो cradle of civilization के वक्त से अभी तक आते जा रहे हैं, उनके जो है ना area को divide किया था. But the original agreement was a page long. It was written in English, which was supposed to be the main version of the treaty. और जो Pashto और Dari की versions थी, they were disregarded. And by the way, this was a language that the Amir of Afghanistan did not speak. We have to remember that. And it was signed, that's that. Cut a long swath, ऊपर आपकी जो है northwest जो है Tajikistan के border से लेकर all the way down Chaghi Hills भी included हैं, all the way down Iran के साथ to the sea. That was your border. And this treaty was reiterated 3 times. After 1905 में ये थोड़ा सा Pak studies का है. If anyone remembers, then they can chime in as well. 1905 में Anglo-Afghan Pact था. 1919 में Treaty of Rawalpindi था, and 1921 में Anglo-Afghan Treaty था. In addition, the Durand Line also involved some payment because Afghans were giving up some lands. They said we want payment. So they took payment, money and guns, well into the 1920s. Payment lete gaye. They still disregard the Durand Line, by the way, because they took the payment. Then we'll fast forward now into the Cold War. And a lot of you may, again, I hope remember this from Pakistan studies, like in Pakistan, in the Cold War, sided with the US. CENTO Seattle bana tha. And one of the main requirements to join CENTO for Afghanistan was CENTO was a central treaty organization, and it was a NATO-like body, but for our side, South Asia. And one of the prerequisites was that Afghanistan has to give up these ideas, and it has to accept this as the international border. They refused to do it, and they sided with the Soviet Union. Interestingly, India has also always maintained a relationship with the Soviet Union. It was not a US ally. And this again, Pakistan should again suffer, and we should weep, because उन दिनों में हमारी क्या relationship थी, हम कहाँ से कहाँ पहुँच जाते. Now India's relationship is better with both of them, and Pakistan is nowhere in the middle. So yeah, so that's why there's a Kabul-India nexus as well, un dinon se, because Russia would send money to India and India would give it to Afghanistan to keep pressure on Pakistan. So ये अब चल रहा था, but then eventually Moscow ने अपनी direct involvement कर ली in Afghanistan. बहुत ज़्यादा, like $2.5 billion उन दिनों में funding दी. उनके Afghan army was trained by Russians. Eventually 2 coups हुए. दूसरे coup 1979 के बाद, because these were Russian trained officers. Russians invaded straight in. ये 10 साल जंग चलती रही. We've all seen the movies. We all know what happened. Mujahideen. Then they turned into the Taliban. What essentially happened was that Soviet occupation ended in 1989. Which is quite very recent, in fact. And जो Soviet वो supported जो leadership उन्हें डाली थी Afghan government, Najibullah, President Najibullah था, वो 1992 में it fell. They were generally seen as traitors कि you helped the Soviets, so it fell in 1992. इसके बाद बिल्कुल disarray हो गया. And इन दिनों में वो Northern Alliance was developed, and so then you had your main body which was made up of the ex-Mujahideen, the Taliban, and what would later become the Taliban, and then you had the Northern Alliance and these other warlords. And they just went backwards in time, literally backwards in time. जो सारा infrastructure था, एक तो था कि ओ नहीं Soviets ने दिया, Soviets ने इतना नुकसान हमारा किया था, let's just get rid of it. बाकी सारे ये थे कि हमारा historical right था. These warlords again, they used to run provinces, and what's interesting is that the Northern Alliance, the US when they invaded Abhi, Operation Enduring Freedom, उसमें they took help from the Northern Alliance, and thereby again जो है ना utilizing and creating this warlord culture जो उस वक्त से चलता आ रहा है, because obviously you need to find friends where you can. So as we discussed yesterday, 1996 के बाद तालिबान आ गई, तालिबान की हुकूमत आ गई, सिचुएशन बहुत बुरी है. फिर US said कि अच्छा hand over Osama bin Laden, ये evidence है, he's committed these crimes, hand him over. उन्होंने कहा कि नहीं, सीन ही नहीं, आप हमें और evidence दें. फिर 9/11 हुआ. The US again requested कि आप Osama bin Laden, these perpetrators, ये basically was found कि जो Saudi, Yemeni, Egyptian सारे थे, they were trained in Afghanistan. Said you hand us over all the intelligence you have and all the people that you have, including Osama bin Laden. They refused, and 7th October 2001. I don't know if you guys remember this. मैं F6 में मैं school होता था, and I remember we heard this like low drone, and we looked up and we could see thousands of hair-thin white lines. Finally, कहीं से school में binoculars निकले, and every kid was looking up, and there was hundreds of planes. And obviously, at that time, you're like, oh my God, this is so cool! This shiny silver planes, as small, इतने like as small as mosquitoes in the sky. Obviously, फिर हम घर गए, पता चला that Afghanistan has just literally been bombed back into the Stone Age, sending it further back than it had already taken itself. So, अब now all of this is happening, but what are the main issues? What are the main contentions? Why do they not believe that the Durand Line is in fact an actual border? So, pehle, and I mean, I may have some bias here, but Pakistan has the legal argument on her side. Vienna Convention on the Succession of States is an actual convention क्योंकि post-colonial जो आपका era था 1960s, 50s, 60s में आपकी सारी जो ex-colonies थे, they started gaining independence. They actually had to develop a convention around this. Vienna Convention on the Succession of States. उसका Article 11 कहता है A, an international border agreed upon in result of an agreement, and B, rights and obligations concerning international borders created through an agreement shall remain. You can't essentially say na कि oh वो सारा we're going to start from scratch. They will remain, and now Afghanistan says कि oh we're not a signatory to this, but generally their actions and reactions, including the fact that this convention is deposited with the UN Secretary General, and even though the UN doesn't have a policy on this, as it has, generally it's supposed to remain neutral in these matters, it's pretty obvious that they also accept that this is an international border. And additionally, Hafsa is going to cover this in a little more detail, but there's a concept of uti possidetis juris, which states that all agreements are passed down. You inherit your previous iterations agreements. That's just the way it is. That's the way it's going to be. लेकिन so unilateral declaration by one party जो है जो अफगानिस्तान के तक नहीं हो सकता. It's sort of not possible. If anything, you can come to the negotiating table and you can say कि अच्छा let's discuss this, let's talk about this. But no, you can't unilaterally say कि no, this line does not exist. Similarly, you can't encroach on your neighbor's property and say कि नहीं ये जो दीवार थी ये पिछले मालिक ने लगाई थी, तो मैं ये दीवार तोड़ रहा हूँ और मैं आपके ड्राइववे तक जो ना अंदर दीवार बना रहा हूँ. This can't happen. Well, I mean it can, but you have other issues then. तो 1949 में ब्रिटिश हाउस ऑफ कॉमन्स ने भी reiterate किया कि नहीं वही जो हमारी सारी कॉलोनीज की जो agreements थी, they're going to continue. 1950 में the Queen gave her assent again कि जो colonial हमारी जो relations थी उनमें जो भी agreements थी, they're going to continue. And England has subsequently by their actions also agreed कि the Durand Line जो है is an international western border. And in fact, now this is the main crux of it is this. The US, which may have a couple of strategic interests in Afghanistan and Pakistan, just a few, उन्होंने constantly throughout they've explicitly stated that we consider this as a border. In fact, जब उनके operations हमारे border पे चल रहे थे, they said कि you cannot cross beyond this point. वो latitudinal, longitudinal line जो थी, कि ये पाकिस्तान है. So वो तो उधर ही हो गया, but then America's former special envoy for Afghanistan and Pakistan, Mark Grossman, उसने भी कहा कि yes, this is accepted, and State Department has numerous times said this. And then in terms of also transit and trade, जो US के containers आते हैं, shipping containers आते हैं, all those agreements as well explicitly state कि वो पाकिस्तान में enter करेंगी, पाकिस्तान को इस जगह पे छोड़ेंगी, which is essentially the international border. अब Afghans argue that their first argument is, does anyone know, so you guys have heard of Hong Kong, right?
Yes.
So now you know that Hong Kong was leased by the British.
Yes, for 99.
For 100 years. Yeah, 99 years basically. And the idea was, and then after that it was returned, 1998 May, it was returned. And this has actually been extremely successful in regards of, you know, deals of this sort. It's been extremely successful. Hey, you have a British colony that you then hand over in modern times, and then China immediately perfectly takes it over, and now Hong Kong is thriving. So, the Afghans say that the Durand Line Agreement signed in 1893 was only for 100 years. And sort of like, even there's very little evidence available to show why. It's just deeply ingrained. In fact, जब उनके जिरगे बैठते हैं ना, this is one of the few things that they agree on. कि Durand Line कहाँ 100 साल की थी सिर्फ. Okay. But there is no evidence of this. There's no evidence of the treaty, and the reason that I'm not providing you guys the treaty is because I want you guys to go read it. If I give it to you on the board, अभी कहेंगे हाँ वो तो पढ़ ली थी, तो ठीक है हो गया. You have to go. There's no evidence of this.
Was there any mention of it in one in their language?
Now here's the thing. Again, Afghans argue that the Pashto or Dari versions do not remain. No one can find evidence. We know that they were created, but we can't find any written evidence of them. What we do have is the Emir's diaries, and I'm just going to get to that right now. So yeah, and this presumption is so deeply ingrained in the Afghanistan's political psyche. It's जैसे हमारा अब क्या जैसे you say कि हाँ लाहौर तो पाकिस्तान के अंदर है ना, and then someone says नहीं लाहौर इंडिया में. इतना deeply ingrained है कि it was 100 years के लिए था सिर्फ. And yeah, again, very little evidence. In fact, I would want you guys to search it out. Try and find it. Try and find some evidence somewhere. All these documents are, by the way, available online. England, गोरे थे ना, they were in charge of it, तो उन्होंने जो है ना सारा कुछ compile करके British volumes हैं, उनमें डाल दिया. The second major thing is that they say that the Durand Line is an imposed border. Britain kept on attacking us, so we were forced under duress. लेकिन इसके अंदर वही बात आ जाती है कि जो अमीर अफगानिस्तान है, उसकी official जो diaries हैं, which are accepted that they are his diaries, उनमें लिखा हुआ है कि no, he was okay with it. He was pretty chill with it. And then again, they signed 3 other treaties with Durand Line as the border. They kept on taking payment for the Durand Line. And then the Emir's diaries also say कि हाँ ठीक है. In fact, उन्होंने उन ज़माने में जिरगा बैठाया था. And they said that the entire jirga was very happy, Loya jirga. And Hafsa again is going to go into this into a little more detail and give you a couple of different points. Now, वो जो मैंने point अभी आपको already raise कर दिया है कि another thing it says कि long-standing tribal lands हैं. कि अगर एक tribe है तो आप उसको बीच में तो आप divide नहीं कर सकते ना. I am from Dera Ghazi Khan. You can't divide Dera Ghazi Khan in half and say कि एक इधर है एक उधर है. But in the treaties of that sort, they basically divided it economically. कि अगर आपको हम 3 अच्छे बड़े शहर दे रहे हैं, हमें भी 3 अच्छे बड़े शहर मिलने चाहिए. तो basically पेशावर, क्वेटा, कोहाट और बन्नू हमारे पास आ गए, और जलालाबाद, कंदहार, गजनी और काबुल उनके पास चले गए. And so it was a balance, economic balance. दूसरी चीज, पाकिस्तान has, as we all know, routinely facilitated कि जो ये tribal लोग हैं back and forth through Afghanistan and Pakistan. We've tried our best, but again, this is a problem that we inherited 1893, long before Pakistan came around. And so, lastly, before I go, do you guys have any questions?
Where does customary law come in? For example, yeah, let's say border hai, I mean, we say this is Pakistan's territory, right? And you're in the atlas is there. Everybody accepts it. So it's been how many years now?
It's been a long time. 1893 to 93 to 100 years हो गए.
Customary law के मुताबिक.
Customary law के मुताबिक होता है ना, but if they're not listening to accepted signed instruments जो globally accepted हैं, even if you, for example, the Vienna Convention, even if Afghanistan hasn't signed it, it's been around long enough that it would then have become customary international law. But they refuse to listen to it. Hanji, please.
So just to confirm, so there's no mention of the numbers 100 are not mentioned in any document.
Yeah.
So it's baseless technically.
Now there's a lot of arguments to this. जिसकी मैं जो है ना मैं आपको verify नहीं कर सकता, but this is what's accepted जो है ना arguments हैं. That is a political move. It was done simply to invoke the passions of the Afghan people. ताकि वो जो है ना फिर कि हाँ बिल्कुल सही बात की आपने यार. जो है ना that's right हाँ ये वो 100 years लिखा होता है, and they started as like a marketing trick, which then eventually took off.
Who started this again?
Political movements.
Afghan political movement.
Yeah, Afghan political movement started. So again, I don't like confirm or deny this. This is what people say. दूसरी चीज ये है कि जो जिरगे जो उन दिनों में हुए थे, people say कि not everyone agreed to it, and they were coerced into agreeing to it because they said कि नहीं ये तो सिर्फ 100 साल के लिए, 100 साल के बाद we're going to start it right. Again, there's no proof of this. There's no, and this is the issue because एक तो ये वो अफगानिस्तान में जो record keeping थी was very basic up till very recently. दूसरा जब Soviet invasion हुई, so the Soviets had a habit of converting history to suit their needs. So Afghanistan में भी उन्होंने same किया. When they took power over, they're like अच्छा ये चीजें ये वो पाकिस्तान के साथ पीछे. That's why it was called the Great Game, right? Because everyone was doing this जो है ना चलाकियाँ जो है ना चला रहे थे अपने. And then obviously 70s and 80s में Zia-ul Haq funding Mujahideen, and there's a question of जो है ना nefarious activities and intelligence agencies, which you guys can probably discuss amongst yourselves later. I'm not going to say anything about it today, unlike yesterday. Any other questions?
So actually, I'm having confusion between the Afghan claims that Pakistan was a clean state. So, can you say successor? So I guess two moments, okay, like if Pakistan was a successor, it would have inherited the British Constitution and things like that. Pakistan had its own ideology, culture, सब कुछ अपना framework था और सब कुछ.
No, अच्छा, so imagine this. Imagine that you have a bunch of African countries and they all get independence around the same time, which happened 60s में, 61, 62, 63 अब सारे देखें ना तो Kenya gained independence 60 में, Uganda in 61, ये वो इस तरह आता गया. Just as an example. So now imagine if you said कि आपके जो borders हैं, they're non-existent from this point onwards, and then you have to figure it out yourselves. हम आपको कोई नहीं. So that's why they created a whole जो है ना process, जिसका basic point था कि आपकी agreements जो है ना, they will stand. They will continue to stand because otherwise the chaos हो जाता. Immediately जो है ना जंगे शंगे ये वो. That's why a lot of these revolutions as well, and then independence was gotten quite peacefully. In fact, Pakistan was partition of subcontinent was one of the most bloody, and Africa वगैरह जिनकी later history notwithstanding, उस ज़माने में they were quite peaceful. England was just like अच्छा we're gonna pack up and go. So you can't just let them be like that. ये वाला border is no longer existent. And in fact, with Afghanistan, जो उनका northern border है, they have the same complaints, but they have no issues with that. This particular issue has now been deeply politicized, and it's like another thing that constant thorn in our side.
Call it like maybe I'm just trying to call it propaganda or whatever. But do you think it could be incited by a foreign country, maybe India?
Yeah, it could. She said it, I didn't say it. But yeah, I mean, a lot of people say that Afghanistan, Kabul, Delhi nexus जो है ना बहुत पुराना है, बहुत अरसे से चलता आ रहा है, and a lot of people do say that. Now, in terms of India's strategic जो है ना influence in Kabul is very limited, but in terms of squishing Pakistan in the middle and giving it pressure from all sides, yeah, it's a great tool to have. And recently, Modi's again reinvigorated their relationship, and yeah, this is a constant thorn in our sides. मैं आप लोगों को बताता हूँ, there's a congressional hearings जो होती हैं ना, they're available online. You can go on a website and you can see them. So एक हुई थी Pakistan friend or foe.
Yes.
Yeah, so if you go there, they had this guy. There's a website, Long War Journal. बहुत एक ultimate right wing बंदा है ना, like a true red, white and blue gun owner type जो है ना, वो कहता है पाकिस्तान ने ये भी किया, ये भी किया, ये भी किया. So it was all about giving them funding and giving us funding. They were like इन्हें नहीं देनी चाहिए. फिर एक और थी, there was an academic. She was a lot more like, and there was an Afghan immigrant who was the US ambassador to Afghanistan during George Bush's terms. And उसने जो हमारी बेइज्जती की है ना, उसके अंदर आप बस जाकर देखिए, he was so passionate, so eloquent about it, it was like, wow. Like even I was starting to get convinced, they're making some good valid points. So I recommend also that you guys check that out. थोड़ा सा लंबी है, but you can go and see it. But उसके अंदर, yeah, essentially they painted us as a villain. Terrorism जो है ना सारा पाकिस्तान की तरफ से आता है, shelling करते हैं. हाँ.
Really don't like Pakistanis.
Yeah, they don't. And yeah, but refugees is a different thing, and hopefully you guys, the next lecture is going to be on refugees, so I'm not going to take up unka time. But really, realistically, there's been a lot of issues on either side. And when there was moments where we could have sorted this stuff out, people chose to instead, pander to the popular emotions at the time, and so we got stuck. So we started fencing it. तोड़फन पे अब शुरू हो गया है. We received a lot of criticism about this as well. कि जी लोग आते जाते रहते हैं, लोग की ज़मीनों पे आप काट रहे हैं. Again, the same criticisms, but we've started. And is it national security concern legitimate है? बहुत ज़्यादा legitimate है. Well, right now we're just looking at portions, but they're probably going to be the whole border. Again, when you come down to Balochistan, the situation gets a lot trickier. And then Iran के side पे भी as well. There's different things to take into consideration. Yeah, someone.
So, what is the current status of Durand Line according to international law? What international law says about this?
So current international law states that the Durand Line is a valid international border. Again, the Vienna Convention, customary international law. Huh?
Is there respect between Pakistan and Afghanistan?
No. So here's the thing. Afghanistan is basically the only country that does not agree. Everyone else agrees. America explicitly agrees. Europe agrees. Regionally we agree. But Afghanistan is the only person who does
There's no
not.
bilateral treaty between Pakistan and Afghanistan?
No.
What about those power?
नहीं वो तो बहुत पुराने हो गए ना. We still maintain them. And what the Vienna Convention states is कि जो आपके पुराने जो treaties थे, you inherit them. They become it was there. Now it is as if Pakistan and Afghanistan had signed. This is a concept of international law. Uti possidetis juris jure. Or this concept basically, again, I'm going to try and explain it to you guys a little better. Okay, British Empire and empires in general controlled most of the world. They were not going to leave us in the lurch without any governing bodies, वरना तो फिर chaos हो जाता ना. अब अगर हम चले जाएं और हम कहें कि ये borders नहीं exist करते, फिर तो technically Radcliffe line भी apply नहीं करती, which is our border with India. So this whole system was created कि those countries that which were colonies, they will inherit the agreement signed by the British to keep the peace, to keep your sovereignty, and keep your sovereignty intact is a big deal. And especially world over में यहाँ तो जो है ना ये Durand Line as it exists, but Africa में and all these places, a lot of these civil wars and issues जंगे जो हुई हैं, जो है ना they have come again arisen out of these similar issues. कि कौन का किस का इलाका कहाँ है, उनके भी tribal जो है ना उनके areas हैं, warlords हैं ये वो. So yeah, so imagine it as if it does exist. Now we do have other agreements with Afghanistan. Afghanistan is also a member of SARC. We do have, but in this one area जो है ना काफी nitpicking होती है. And again, then you have the terrorism issue. Okay, now it's become a national security thing. Okay, Pakistan has to protect itself, so now we can't wait for diplomatic channels and stuff like that. That's why we started fencing the border at Torkham. Whether that's a good idea or not is for you guys to analyze and decide for yourselves.
So, what are the international treaties which regulate international borders?
International treaties that regulate international borders, there's a.
The main one is the Vienna Convention on the Succession of States, which explicitly states, as Fahad said, that where treaties establish territorial boundaries, they will continue in forever.
Pakistan and Afghanistan has ratified that.
So Afghanistan has not.
But it's also part of customary international law, so it will apply to Afghanistan regardless whether they ratify it or not.
Yeah.
Afghanistan की जो history में उनकी political government of the points which talk about it would be the source of that's another issue. 9/11 के बाद और फिर अभी जो current अफगानिस्तान की गवर्नमेंट है उसमें बहुत बड़ा हाथ यूएस का है पॉइंट में. तो क्या उनका माइंडसेट भी वैसा ही है जो
हामिद कारज़ाई routinely मीडिया पे आकर कहता था, अभी उसने पिछले दिनों भी उसने उसका एक आर्टिकल आया था Dawn में, where they shared his tweets which were like Durand line, do not accept the Durand line. फिर एक अफगान politician था, recently I can't remember his name, he said कि लोग we should just put the Durand line issue to rest. He faced so much backlash. So yeah, it's still going on today. And yeah, see, that's the thing. That's why at the beginning I asked you guys, because it's kind of interesting that no one knows about this. In fact, Hafsa and I didn't know about this either until we had to write a chapter on this for a report that we were publishing. So then we had to sit down and really figure this out.
So what's their point? So during that protect this?
Yeah, Hafsa is going to get into that in a little more detail. Hafsa, do you want to start up or? Gee. So yeah, guys, Hafsa is going to take over from now, and I'll still be sitting here.
First of all, I'll go over a few examples of the question that you asked internationally, local countries का क्या stance है. So as Fahad said, other than Afghanistan, every country accepts the Durand line as the legal border between Afghanistan and Pakistan. And in fact, over the years, Afghanistan's own state practices have also reflected that it is accepting the border to some extent. Right? Now, first, the biggest and most telling example of this is when they issue visas to people who cross over the border, right? Or when trucks वगैरह गुजरी होती हैं, they stamp their papers against you're entering Afghanistan or exiting Afghanistan. And if they didn't accept the Durand line as a legal border, then they wouldn't really be doing this as well, because they won't say that you're exiting Afghanistan going into another country. So that's one really big.
Also, they won't be crossing the border as a refugee to enter Pakistan. There is no border. Where are you?
Exactly. You're just going to like your neighbor's place or whatever. अपने महल्ले में जा रहे हो. Exactly. Then secondly, another example of it is the Geneva Accords, which were signed between Pakistan, USA, the USSR and Afghanistan which basically decided that the Soviet Union were going to withdraw from Afghanistan. So during that time, Afghanistan and Pakistan signed a lot of bilateral agreements about the Geneva Accords, which were for accords. I'll just go with this slide so you can see. So in this, the bilateral agreements were for non-intervention, and when you sign such agreements, again, it's implying that you're saying that there's a division between the two sides, right? But now, what are you talking about? What are you going to interfere on? If it's एक ही जगह है, तो it won't be making any sense. Then the other, like I said, internationally, the international community has over the years recognized the Durand line as well. For instance, like Fahad said, US has always maintained that it is an international border. Jab they invaded Afghanistan, so they were told to stay on the Afghan side of the border and not cross over into Pakistan. If they didn't recognize it as a Durand line, तो वो इस side पे भी आ जाते थे. Then we have the ICJ, which is the highest judicial forum, that also recognized the Durand line during a case which Pakistan took, which was against India, which is sort of irrelevant, but the point was the ICJ recognized the Durand line in that case as well, that it is the international border. Then these are just other examples of like there's the Regional Economic Cooperation Conference in Afghanistan, जिसमें अफगानिस्तान ने खुद एक्सेप्ट किया था कि हम बॉर्डर मैनेजमेंट के लिए इंक्रीज करेंगे सिक्योरिटी. Again, if it didn't accept it as its own border, then why would we agree to such terms? You don't need to secure something that's not there. Then we have different United Nations Security Council resolutions. Just tell you there are 3 of them: 1194, 1214, and 1386. On तीनों में they have recognized that Durand line is the border between the two countries. The Bonn Agreement again, which was after the US invaded Afghanistan, they decided to state building होनी चाहिए Afghanistan में, and they had to they decided कि हमारी government होएगी and all that. तो उसमें भी and other such conferences. So there are like various examples of when the international community has recognized it as, and for most of them, as you see, Afghanistan could be उनके हिस्से था, like it was part of it. So its state practice sort of goes against its own official position, like they're saying it's not enough, but at the same time they're doing things which is like opposing its own stance. which then causes confusion for themselves क्योंकि उनके लिए मसले खड़े होते हैं. And the most important thing is जो successor in clean state वाली बात, because it's a क्या कहते हैं international law का वो है, it's principle of international law कि when इस तरह divisions होती हैं